outside of Ontario to the west, the Liberals as a provincial brand, toxic, poison, don't exist. They can still win federal seats in Manitoba and British Columbia, but like the Liberal Party at the provincial level is actually the NDP. So what happened was that because the Liberal brand became so toxic, people who are maybe federal Liberals would then be provincial NDP. And that is what you see in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and in BC. And in BC, what's really crazy, this is where our system, a little dumb. So there used to be a party called the BC Liberals. The BC Liberals were actually conservatives.
Okay.
The BC NDP are actually Liberals. And now there is no more BC conservatives because there's no more BC Liberals because the BC Liberals folded in on themselves after merging with the conservatives, but they're not actually called that anymore. And they got a slightly different name now. And like even in Alberta, there was the conservatives and there was the Wild Rose Party. The Wild Rose Party was like the Tea Party. Like they were taking Alberta politics all the way over. And then because they were so desperate to not lose, they lost one election to the NDP once in like 40 years. They got scared. They merged into the United Conservative Party. And basically what happened was the guy who was in charge was not a centrist, but he was definitely not far right wing. And then he got ousted by his own party. And then on his way out, there was recordings where he was basically like, the lunatics are now running the asylum, where he was caught saying that. And Alberta is now a bastion of alt-right craziness that's currently happening in Canada. And so like, yeah, like one of the harms is when we have multiple parties, if they're split across different wings, like if there's multiple left-wing parties or multiple right-wing parties, they get desperate enough, they merge. And what happens is that when the mergers happen, usually the most fringe parts of those parties are the ones who have the most amount of support coming in for leadership elections and nominations. And then that tends to polarize the party politics a bit.